Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the candy shop. We are going live today a little bit early, but it's Friday. So I want everyone to be able to have a happy Friday and do a happy hour and get it together. But we are going to be talking about all things Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Bethenny Frankel getting into the mix, and how Bethenny Frankel confirmed my original conspiracy theory about where the money resides and everything going on with Tom and Erika GIRADI. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington, sharing with you my unique perspective on all things Real Housewives, Bravo TV, reality TV, skincare, self-care, all of the good cares in the world. Yes. So as you guys come in, be sure to comment in the comment box. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what your perspective is on the show. Just give me a shout out, drop some candy canes, and just say hello. Hey, everyone. Everyone is coming in. Happy Friday. Hey, BJ Des. Hey, Candy and the Candy Canes. Hey, BJ. What is up? Happy Friday, everybody. Hey, Money Over Manure. She says, hey, girl, what's up? What is up? Hey, Candy, my love. Hey, Sharon. How you doing, Sharon? What is up? Happy Friday. Hey, Takia Warren. She says, hey, Candy Canes. Yes. Hey, Sumai Sing. She goes, hey there, Candy. Hey, Sumai. How are you, sweetheart? Hey, Darren Hood. He says, hey, Candy Canes. That's right. So hello, Candy Canes. Thank you so much for showing up and showing out. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hey, Miss T. Shout out to my mods. You guys hold it down. You hold it down. Hey, Miss T. She says, hello, Candy and the Candy Canes. What is up? All right, you guys. Drop your candy canes in the chat. Let me know where you're coming in from. Exactly. Yes, Umai. Well, looks like you nailed the conspiracy theory. I'm telling you guys, I love a good conspiracy theory, and a lot of my theories have come to fruition. My theory on Fallon and Simon, that pretty much has come to fruition. It's pretty obvious they were in cahoots. It's pretty obvious her baby is not Jalen's. It's, you know what I'm saying? So like my conspiracy theories, like I'm like a soothsayer over here. I know what be going down. Hey, the Vegas girl. She has Candy and the Candy Canes. What is up? Hey, Candy. Hey, the Vegas girl. What is up? So you guys in the chat box, let me know. Do you want me to start with Bethenny and the conspiracy theory, or do you want me to start with recapping the episode and my thoughts on the episode? So where do you want me to start? Let me know. Hey, DGF67, good afternoon. Like number 6, that's right. Doritos in the Detroit. I said Dorito. Detroit's in the house. What is up? Yes, that's right. Get those likes up. Get those likes up. All right. Takia Warren says Bethenny. So we'll start with Bethenny. That sounds good. Okay. Hey, beautiful Amara Lewis. She goes, hey, Candy and the Candy Canes. All right. Okay, so we will start. Sumai says theory. What is up? That's right. Misty. Hey, Tana Hazel. Hello, Candy. Hello, everyone. I love it. Misty says, always start with conspiracy. You are my people. That is right. Vegas girl says Bethenny. Yeah, we'll start with conspiracy. We'll start with Bethenny. This is going to be fun. Doritos, DGT. I know, right? I love it. NYC. Darren Hood says NYC. Young Rich. Hey, sweetheart. She says, hey, queen. Hey. All right. So the people have spoken. My candy canes have spoken. We will start with the conspiracy theory and Bethenny. Then we'll do like recap and stuff if we have time to get into that. All right. So quick refresher. In case you don't know what Bethenny Frankel said on her podcast, Just Be, I'll give you like the cliff notes, like the synopsis of basically what she said. Okay, so basically what she said was everyone knew. Like everyone in the legal field, like lawyers and judges, And then just people in that world, that affluent world of people with money and entertainment and money makers knew. They knew that Tom was broke. They knew that he was robbing Peter to pay Paul. They knew that she knew that he was stealing from his firm. So people knew, and she said that she heard this back in 2017, 2016, 2018, like around there. She was with her unfortunately he passed away, her late fiance, Dennis. And as we all know, Dennis was this, like, I don't know exactly what Dennis did, but he knew everybody. He had a ton of money. He was like this well-respected businessman. And she said that Tom Girardi owed Dennis $500,000. And that Dennis told her, because they were watching like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and of course Erika was fronting and stunting, like she had all this money. She said she spent. Bethany said $50K, but what Erika actually said was $40K. So 40 to 50. I'll just say 40 to 50, just because I think Bethany misremembered and said 50, but Erika actually said 40. So anyway, so she's saying, oh, Erika's saying that she spent 40 to 50K on glam and hair and makeup. She has 2 private jets. And then Dennis was just like, yeah, but like everyone is like upset about that because they all know that Tom owes everybody money, and that Tom is being sued, and that Tom is stealing from his firm. Again, everything is alleged, in my opinion, hearsay, alleged. So this is what Bethany Frankel was saying on her podcast, and how she and then she went to like this like other billionaire lawyer or whatever, and they were talking about it too. And that guy, the other billionaire lawyer, was just like, yeah, like basically like Tom's a sham. Like everyone knows that he can't say no to Erika. Everyone knows that he doesn't actually have any money, and everyone knows that he's robbing Peter to pay Paul, and then he's stealing from his own firm. It was like an open secret. And that is exactly what I said. It's time-stamped and dated. Thank you, YouTube. On my conspiracy theory video that I did, where I said I think I know where the money is, conspiracy theory. That is exactly what I said. You are not this person in this world. And by world, I mean like the legal world and the entertainment world and the the 1%ers world. That's what I mean by that. And you are scamming people. You are alleging to have private jets, and you have all of this money, and you're allegedly frauding your clients for decades, and no one knows. That is an impossibility. And I said it. I said in my conspiracy theory that where a chunk of the money has probably gone is keeping people quiet. That includes borrowing money from like a dentist to go pay off somebody else. That includes stealing money from your firm to pay off a lawyer, or to pay off a judge, or to pay off an executive. But everybody knew. And if everybody knew, then Erika damn well knew. And then Bethany even said she told Andy Cohen and she told Kyle Richards, because we all know Bethany and Kyle are really close. And she told, who was the third person she told? She told Andy, she told Kyle, and she told Lisa Rinna. So by default, we all know Dorit knows. Because if you told Rinna and you told Kyle, the next person in line that they must have told must have been Dorit. So I'm going to throw Dorit in there too. So all of these women knew, and they've known about this, and now they're on camera fronting as if this is some big shock and surprise, and they can't believe it, and this isn't the Erika they knew, and blah 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 blah. Well, Bethany let the cat out the bag that y'all all knew what the deal was. And not just the people on the cast, but the lawyers and the judges and the businessmen and the executives. Everybody knew. And did nothing and said nothing. It's one thing. Not that it's better or worse, but it's one thing to, borrow $500,000 from a multi-millionaire, billionaire guy like a Dennis and be shady with it. It's another thing to steal the money from your clients and your victims of people who actually don't have the means to take care of themselves and get the medical attention that they need and get the money that they were awarded. It's their money. You know, Tom and Erika act like giving the money back to the victims is charity. This is not charity. This money belongs to the victims. It is their money legally. It's not a charity. It's not giving to people. It's not philanthropy. Tom Girardi was hired to do a job. And he should be paid for the job he did. He should not be allowed to steal the money from these victims that they were awarded legally. It is their money. So he has stolen from them the same way he's stolen from these loaner people. He's stolen from the creditors. He's stolen from the IRS with his taxes. He's stolen from his rich friends, allegedly. So yeah. It's insane. Bethany made it clear. She told Andy, Rinna, and Kyle. They all knew. And beyond that, everybody in his little world knew. And they said nothing. And again, I think that goes back to my original conspiracy theory, why I think Tom, even though, sure, there's this public media and all this stuff going on about him, but if you actually squint and look at it, he is really being protected. He was allowed to have this conservatorship without any true impartial medical clearance or anything like that. He's allowed to still live in his $1 million home, you know, while he's going to legal procedures. Like he has it pretty cushy. And I don't think that they're really going to go like do anything to him. I think they're just like, oh, he's old, whatever. But I think a big reason why is because they're not so much protecting Tom, but protecting themselves. Like if all of these lawyers and judges and executives and businessmen and all of these people knew that he was running this big Ponzi scheme, essentially, and they all knew that he was robbing from his clients and his victims and did nothing, or even maybe got a payout for it, that blows back on them. Like how did the California Bar Association allow him to be practicing this whole time? What kind of kickbacks did they get? So I said it in my conspiracy theory video. I said these people knew. You don't do what he did for as long as he did without paying people off and without people knowing. Bethany confirmed it. She said it was an open secret. She said everybody knew he was broke and he was stealing. So that definitely means he was paying people hush money. He was paying people off. People were looking the other way. He was throwing cases. You know, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. 100%. And Bethany came out and confirmed it. She said everybody knew. It was an open secret. Everybody knew. And then she said, and I told it. Basically. So it's insane to me. And again, he's still being protected because I think, yes, Tom has blood on his hands, but so do all of the people who enabled him and profited from him. Because he was borrowing $500,000 from Dennis to pay off Paul, then borrowing from Paul to pay off Adam, borrowing from Adam to pay off while him and Erika are throwing lavish parties, having multiple homes, 2 private jets, her glam and her hair, Cartier, $1 million artwork and paintings, fronting. And everybody knows it's a lie and a front, and they do nothing and they say nothing. I feel the victim suffering is on their hands too. To the people who knew that he was stealing from his firm, to me, they're accountable too. And that's why he's being protected. I don't know if they're legally accountable, but morally they are. If you know this person is stealing from his firm and the way his firm makes money is through victim settlements, then inherently he's stealing from his clients and he's stealing from victims, and you still say nothing and do nothing. I'm gonna see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Brenda was lying her butt off and watch what happens then. That's what Diva 1675 says. Brenda is nothing but a liar. Brenda lies. You know how Brenda is lying? Her mouth is moving. She is the biggest liar ever. Yeah, she's lying because I believe Bethany. Do I think Bethany is looking for a moment? Yes. Do I think Bethany wants to be back on The Real Housewives of New York because her Big Shot show flopped? Yes. Do I think Bethany wants subscribers for her podcast? Yes. But do I believe Bethany? Yes. I don't think she's lying. I don't think she's making this up. I believe her 1,000%. Do I think she's doing it out the kindness of her heart? She all of a sudden wants to speak for the victims? No. I think she has her own reasons for speaking out, but I 1,000% believe her. 1,000%. Hey, it's Quazia. She goes, hi, I don't watch Beverly Hills, but I'm here for the review. Yay! Thank you, sweetheart. Yes, come through. Yes, come through. Hey, Diva 1675. I wish Bethany said this before the reunion. I know. That would have been bomb. Hi, Amara Lewis. Yup. Who's zooming who? Yup. Exactly. 100%. Hey, Diva 1675. Erika Renna. Yep. That's what you guys are saying. Okay. Imari says, "Ooh, what if that's why Andy got demoted?" I don't know. Andy got demoted because he's just not up for doing his job anymore. Hey, ADM, everybody knew. 1,000% everybody knew. Everybody knew. Hey, Miss T, Lisa knew. Lisa for damn sure knew. Allegedly, my opinion, I think Lisa Rinna is in on it in some way. I don't think she directly is stealing from victims, obviously, but I do think that Erika and Lisa, money has exchanged hands between the two of them in some very shady way. That's why Lisa recommended her shady business manager, who is now being deposed, and now Erika's lawyer is representing him now, which is a complete conflict of interest. Again, I don't know how they're legally allowing that to happen, but they are. So yeah, and then also how Lisa has gone so hard for Erika. I definitely think something shady has gone down between Erika and Rinna. And I definitely think Rinna knew. And Rinna is the type of snake who doesn't care. Rinna, to me, is so disgusting. In last night's episode with her, the way she was talking about Garcelle, I wanted to pop her with television. Ugh, I can't stand Lisa Rinna. Hey, Diva 1675. Why is Andy lying, though? He should not have hosted the reunion. Andy is a big, fat liar, flip-flopper, all over the place person. He knew. Bethany came out and told it. He knew. He 100% knew. And maybe that's another reason why he kept trying to hate on that Hulu documentary. That's not a documentary. Yeah, it was a documentary. You're mad that Bravo didn't do it, and that Hulu did it, and that you weren't a part of it, Andy. Even Shady Andy, Miss T. Yep, 100%. The Vegas girl says, I agree at Diva 1675. Diva 1675 at the Vegas girl, by having Andy host a reunion compromises it when Andy knew the truth. Yes, it does. It compromises the whole show. It compromises everything. Amara Lewis says, yep, I remember you saying that. Yeah. Because this is the thing. It's like, hey, Misty's absolute California bar had to know something was up with that firm. They had to know. Years and years and years of lawsuits, of settlements, of of complaints. They had to have known. It's documented that they knew. And Wright says that Vegas girl, yep, exactly. And I think another reason why they're trying to protect Tom is because they don't want all of that to come out. They don't want all of his cases to come out. They don't want all of the cover-up to come out. Because if all of it comes out, we will see how he was systematically protected and enabled when they knew what he was doing to these people. And they let him do it. Hey, K.A., I've said from day one the California Bar Association was in on it. Yeah, I agree. I bet you there's probably some paper trail of donations that he's given, right? Or, you know, being on some board and maybe doing something. But I'm telling you, there's no way he did this for decades to so many people and for this amount of money. And he was not protected and enabled. And Bethany came out and told it. She said, everybody knew it was an open secret. And I told Andy, and I told Rinna, and I told Kyle. And I believe every word Bethany says. Joanne Cabral says, hey, beautiful. Hey, thank you, sweetheart. Diva67, Rinna was lying her butt off on Watch What Happens Live. Rinna is nothing but a liar. Nothing but it. Hey, Amara Lewis at Candy. No shade at all, but I think your new mic is too good. It's picking up. Remove it. Unfortunately, we hear feedback. Oh no. Okay. Oh, and that's no shade. Thank you for letting me know. Is this better? Let me know if that's better. I moved the mic back a little bit, so let me know. Thank you for letting me know, Amara. Amara Lewis says facts equals lies. Exactly. And let me know if that's better for the mic. Okay. Darren Hood, Renee is such a liar. All she cares about herself and Harry. I agree. And her daughters, her weird. I mean, I don't want to speak ill of anybody's children, so I'll leave it there. Okay, Diva1675. Bethany should have said this before the reunion. I believe her. I believe her too. Amara Lewis, the lips were made for lying. Yes, they were. Tay Joanne, Bethany needs a moment with this information. She does. I think 1,000% Bethany is looking for a moment, and she's gotten one, and I'm 1,000% here for it. I don't think she's revealing this out of the kindness of her heart. I do think she wants to ensure her spot next season on New York City. And I think she wants more followers. I think she wants a moment, and I think she wants subscribers to her podcast. But I believe what she's saying. Ms. T, Bethany isn't a liar. I agree. I think Bethany is telling the truth. Ramona G, I made it. Hey, that's right. You made it come through. Miss T, I knew it was true the way the husbands have been talking, especially PK. Yeah, so we can get into that. With the husbands and on the episode with PK and Mauricio, I think that Dorit and Kyle were saying everything they wanted to say through their husbands. Like the husbands were the proxies, but they wanted to be able to cover their butts and be like, we didn't say anything, Erika. We said we believed you. I mean, that was just PK and Mauricio, but we always said that we believed you. We're your friends, Erika. Yeah, right. And Kyle, you big hypocrite, you kept coming after Sutton. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Are you going to tell Erika the truth about how you and your husband and her husband were sitting up there laughing, dissecting Erika lies, putting her on blast? No, you're not going to tell the truth. And then when you were at the dinner and PK was like talking about Erika being there, you look shook. Like, oh, are you going to say something? You look shook, Kyle. Kyle is vile. And like, I really see now what everyone was talking about how sneaky and conniving Kyle really is. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And then what she tried to do to Garcelle, so messed up. So messed up. Hey, Joanne, she was Lisa's hiding money, in my opinion. I agree. 100%. Hey, Young Rich, Bethany always talks like she's above Housewives when Housewives is all that comes out of her mouth. I know, Bethany always talks like she's above Housewives, but you notice how she always comes back to Housewives because her other stuff doesn't quite pop for her the way Housewives does. Like Skinny Girl would not exist if it were not for the Housewives. She would not have been on The Apprentice if she wasn't on the Housewives. Her show Big Shots flopped, so I think she's gunning for a spot back on Housewives. It's like you act like you're above it, but the truth is, without it, who really are you, Bethany? Like, don't bite the hands that feeds you, essentially. Joanne says Erika and mom too has money. 1,000%. Erika's mom was like, the cast should pay the victims. Erika's mom missed me with this psycho stuff. Like, I don't want to talk ill of anybody's mommy, but missed me with that psycho stuff. Young Riches, and the reunion looked like a mess. The theme was 2008. The reunion looked a hot mess. It was all over the place. It wasn't cohesive. No, I thought Garcelle looked the best, but she always looks the best. Hey, Money Over Manure. She goes, Andy is a whole gaslighter. Yeah, he is. Remember the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion? That was nothing but gaslighting. So I wonder what he's going to do on this episode. Diva1675, will Ron Richards have a talk with Bethany next? I hope so. I think that would be super interesting. I want to see what Ronald Richard has to say. I want to see what Bethany has to say. I would love for them to go at it together. Darren Hood says Bethany never lies. I agree. I think she was 1,000% telling the truth. Miss T basically definitely spoke truth. People with money do not flaunt it. Exactly. Again, people with actual money and wealth have nothing to prove. They don't need to show you they're wealthy because they are wealthy. But these people who get on these shows, and even in life, who want to flaunt this and flaunt that, flex this and flaunt that, are usually ones who are robbing Peter to pay Paul, and the ones who are truly flat broke. 100%. Ramona says, Rena is the reason I stopped watching. She's so hard to watch. So hard. Because there's like, I don't want to get too frou-frou, but there's an evilness to Lisa Rinna. I'm just going to say it. There is a part of that woman that feels evil to me. That to me, it goes beyond knowing the assignment. It goes beyond stirring up drama. I really feel like Lisa Rinna takes pleasure in being malicious and mean and dramatic and spiteful to people and cruel. I think she took pleasure in hurting Denise. I think she takes pleasure in being mean to Garcelle. I think she took pleasure in trying to take down LVP. Versus like a Kenya. Like, I don't think there's anything evil about Kenya. I think Kenya knows the assignment. She knows the character she got cast to play, and she shows up and she plays it. I don't think Kenya's evil. I don't think Kenya takes pleasure in it. But I do think Kenya knows the assignment. She shows up. She does her job. She knows she's cast as a villain, and she's cool with it. Very different from Lisa Rinna, where I feel like there's an evilness to her. And I do think that she's hiding money for Erika, and I do think she has some money and did some very shady shit, and she doesn't want to go down with her. That's what I think. Ms. T, imagine how many of his cases could get overturned. They definitely don't want that either. That is true. And again, allegedly, there's that the other conspiracy theory I brought up, where Tom was hired to represent these two writers, executive producers who had the show, and they pitched it to NBC Universal. NBC Universal then allegedly stole these people's idea and created the show without them. And so they were suing NBC, and they hired Tom Girardi. And this was during the same exact time that they wanted that they were trying to get Erika on Bravo. We all know that NBC owns Bravo. It's one of their companies. And so Tom allegedly threw the case in NBC's favor in exchange for them casting Erika on the show. Again, alleged conspiracy theory. But with everything going on, I wouldn't be surprised if that's true. But again, alleged theory. Joanne says Bethany used to work for Kyle, so they are friends. Yeah, they are very close. They are very, very close with Paris and all that stuff. Hey, Derby Diva. She goes, you can only imagine the power Tom and Erika have for the California bar to be in on it. That's why Sutton was so shook and why the others are afraid of them. I agree. For this to be an open secret for this long, for him to be actually broke but still powerful, there must be another layer to this, like another 1% eyes wide shut type layer to this. Like, he must have like Jeffrey Epstein type level. Like, he must have dirt on people. Like, he must have some type of collateral, whether it's information, whether it's throwing cases, just something where he still has this level of power and influence and fear, but he's actually broke. You see what I'm saying? Like, if he doesn't actually have the money, he must have some other form of currency, whether it's information, it's collateral. You see what I'm saying? Like how Jeffrey Epstein actually didn't have any money. His currency collateral was information that he could use to blackmail people into giving him money. And that's how he got all of his money. Was basically like, hey, come to the Lolita Express. And then it's like this underage girls, and these men would do stuff with these girls, and he'd have it on tape. And then he'd be like, oh, senator, oh, president, oh, actor, oh, executive, you don't want your wife, you don't want the media to find out what you did with this underage girl? Put me on your board, give me your money, take photos with me, blah, 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 blah. That's how Jeffrey Epstein got his money. So they have, like, I'm wondering, again, alleged, I'm wondering, what currency does Tom have that makes him so powerful when he doesn't actually have money? He's broke, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Ramona says exactly. Diva 6075, so this is a much bigger deal than I thought. All those women on the show lying the entire season. Why be so mad at Sutton? They're mad at Sutton because Sutton is the scapegoat. They know they can't come for Garcelle because Garcelle is going to just shut it down and put him in their place. They think that they can bully and push over Sutton. They're using Sutton as a mouthpiece. They want Sutton to say what they don't want to say, but they want said. And then when she says it, then they want to bully her for it to make it look like they're on Erika's side. But these women, Bethany told it. All of these women already knew. And from what it looks like, Lisa Rinna was in on some scheme, some money scheme with Erika. Alleged, in my opinion. Hey, Alexis. She goes, they did the same two-faced stuff to Vanderpump. Exactly. They tried to take, yep. They did. The way they treated Vanderpump to me was so dirty. She had just lost her brother. Too much. Kay says, Candy, you're too funny. I know exactly what you were thinking. Scott, disgusting. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Boxer T girl. She goes, hey, just joining in now. That's cool. Did you see that Bethany backtracked and retracted her comments? LOL. I didn't see that, but too late, Bethany. Cat's out the bag. Lita says, Bethany's now backpedaling on Twitter. Shake my head. Yeah, but cat's out the bag. She already told it. She's already told it. Because this is the thing. If she's backpedaling, maybe now she's scared too. Because again, what power does he have? So there must be something that is making all of these people afraid of him. And if Bethany is, I think what Bethany said in the moment was the truth. And now she may be backpedaling on Twitter because she's scared of the way Sutton was shook. You know, maybe she's scared of getting sued. Maybe she's scared of getting deposed. Maybe she's scared of getting subpoenaed. You know, maybe she's scared of other things coming out. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe like Ron Richardson was like, I'm going to subpoena and depose Rinna. So he could be like, oh, Bethany, you said this publicly on your podcast. Well, name the billionaire lawyer. You know, name the people you're talking about. Show us the receipt. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I think Bethany is backpedaling because she doesn't want to expose the people that she was talking about on the podcast because they don't probably want to be brought into the legalities of it. You know what I mean? But I think what she said in the moment was the truth, and it proves my conspiracy theory. Proves it. Hey, Vegas girls, was wild to hear that about Bethany. Yup. I wonder if the podcast is still up or if she's taking it down. Hey, Miss Genevieve. She was, Bethany's a straight shooter, and I'm glad she mentioned that they all knew for years. Yep, I agree. Darren Hood, hot ass mess. Exactly. Hey, Diva 1675, Boxer T, she told the truth already. It doesn't matter if she tries to retract. Exactly. She already told it. She already told it. Darren, Garcelle and Dorit were looking hot. Oh, yeah, I love Garcelle. Dorit, okay. Dorit last episode, I loved her outfits. I love her wedding dresses, but she needs to take a seat when it comes to coming after Garcelle. You can't tell someone how they feel. Garcelle said, this is how I feel. I feel like I'm an outsider. I feel like you're coming at me. And she's like, well, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you can't tell someone how they feel. You can't negate that. Like, and also when she was saying like, oh, you do these little jobs and blah, 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 blah. You just need to come out and say it. Kathy Hilton acts the same exact way. Kathy Hilton will do little jabs and little jabs and little jabs, and you just sit there and you smile and you take it. And you don't have any smoke for Kathy Hilton. So why do you have all this smoke for Garcelle, who actually, to me, is very direct? Hey, Young Rich, Garcelle look would have fitted better with Real Housewives of Salt Lake City with the ice snowflake look. Reminded me of Narnia. Aw. Hey, Diva 1675. Yeah, Kathy doesn't show her wealth. Yeah, and her wealth laps all of them. But the spa scene at Kathy's house, I was living for it. I was just like, you know what? This is what I need to be doing. Like, I need to go to Kathy Hilton's house, and I need to have this gold, diamond, crystal, infused facial all over. Like, that is the life for me. Okay, I was thinking more like 80s prom. That's funny. Hey, Sharon Redman. Right, I dress better than Kathy Hilton. No flaunting there. Exactly. Because she doesn't need to prove anything. Like, her wealth speaks for itself. She doesn't need to speak for it. Hey, Alexis. Brenna is skull and bones. Ugh, she's evil. Evil spirit. Hey, Alexis, when you come back from the cemetery, that is evil. So true. Hey, Sharon. Brenna is sexually frustrated. That's why she's so mean. Bloop, 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 bloop. You said it. I'm going to leave it right there. You said it. Yep. Alexis says definitely at Sharon. Diva 1675. Eileen used to keep Brenna in check. She did. Brenna changed when her conscience left. Yep. 100%. She really did used to keep her straight in check. Hey, Derby Diva, have you heard about Andy being demoted? I know that's what you guys are saying. Like, what does it mean for Andy Cohen to be demoted, though? Like, what does that actually mean? Put it in the chat box. Is he just not hosting the reunions anymore? Like, all that stuff. Like, what does that mean? I'm going to have to look into that. Ramona says blackmailer. All of them. All of them. They all have blackmail. Alexis, maybe he has mafia ties. He has some ties, because that is the thing. When you don't actually have capital, you're not solvent. You don't have the money, but yet you have power and influence. What is fueling that power and influence if you're broke? It has to be something really dark, and not like a blackmail, like some type of information, some type of collateral for all these people to be so scared of you when you don't have any money. How do you have this influence then? Hey, Diva 1675. Wow, what do you think Erika whispered to Sutton? It must have been worse than I thought. Yep, Sutton was going to leave the show over it. Yep, Sutton said that, okay, so during the dinner at Kathy Hilton's house, when Erika was losing her damn mind, and she was like, I will come after you if you call me a liar. She whispered something to Sutton that was not shown on the episode. And I think that's why Sutton left. She was really shook. She said she wasn't going to repeat it, and she wanted to leave the show. Something about coming after her and her family. I think Erika must have said something about coming either after her ex-husband, exposing something, or coming after her and her family. But whatever she said, it was scary enough. And that's what I'm saying. Like, what evil shenanigans are Tom and Erika up to where they have this power, but yet you and I actually have a higher net worth than they do when you boil it down? Sure, they have all these glitzy, glammy things, but the truth is they don't have any money. They've been stealing and robbing for it. Kathy Smith, Bethany used to be Paris and Nikki nanny, I thought. Yeah, but she did. She used to be Paris and Nikki nanny, and then she became really close to Kyle, and Bethany and Kyle are really good friends. And then Bethany told it that she told Kyle, Andy, and Rinna about Tom being fake and phony and fraudulent. Hey, Derby Diva, most times power rules over money. Right, but the power has to come from something. Like when you're powerful for a reason. Like in the mafia, maybe you don't have the money, you have the power. You have the power because you could have somebody swimming with the fishes. You could, you know what I mean? You could have somebody's restaurant all of a sudden go up in flames. You know what I mean? Like the power is rooted in something. And I want to know what that something is when it comes to Tom and Erika, because it's not money. Hey, Joanne, shows Erika saying he ain't dead yet. It makes it sound like Tom is fine and she's talking to him. She already admitted she was talking to him in La Quinta. And then with this whole fake story of, let's touch on that. So Erika's fake story, allegedly, in my opinion, whole fake story about the house getting burglarized and Tom confronting the burglar and getting hit in the eye. First of all, I need to go back, but when it first broke that their home allegedly got broken into, because I don't think it was broken into, I think they went and got and hid documents and things that they wanted to hide before it went up for sale and there were people be in there. I think they went in and got out what they needed to get out, basically, and then lied and said it was burglarized. But when it hit that it was burglarized, didn't it say like no one was home? Like in the media and news, it said that nobody was home. It happened at night or something like that. But now all of a sudden Tom was allegedly there and she's heard about it. And then her son, who's a police officer, goes to help him because he has to go to the hospital because he has glaucoma in his eye and his ankle or something. And then the son is driving in the snow in Southern California and rolls his car 5 times. Make it make sense. I don't even know where they got that story from. Hey, Sharon, how do you backtrack a declaration, Bethany? Own it, Bethany. Own it. Exactly. Own it. Own it, own it, own it, own it. Hey, Derby Diva, because Tom has won some dirty cases for them. Yeah, I think it's that he's won dirty cases. He's put certain judges in office because he was on some board. He had the power to put judges in office. Who knows what else happens in those circles and that world? You know what I mean? Hey, Diva 1675. So far, podcast is still up. Listen to it this morning. Okay. Yeah, I'm telling you. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Ramona G. Thank you. Andy's the Housewives pimp. He is. I have to go do that research about him being demoted. I really have to go and see what that was all about. Andy being demoted. I mean, it's about time, honestly. He needed to be demoted. Thank you, Tubi Black Native, for the super chat. She says, happy Friday, Candy and the Candy Canes. Yay! Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. I was missing all these super chats. Thank you so much, KA, for the super chat. Thank you, Candy. You're the best, beautiful. Right back at you, right back at you. Thank you guys for the super chats. I appreciate you. Thank you, KA. I appreciate the super chat. Dr. T agreed. I only mentioned it because it is not typical for her to ever backtrack on anything she ever does. No, thank you for mentioning it, Boxer T. I appreciate you mentioning it because I think that's important, right? Like, I'm happy you mentioned it because it's an important piece where it shows you the level of fear that even these wealthy, famous business people have about getting involved in Tom and Erika's mess. I really think she's backtracking, not because she didn't tell the truth. She did tell the truth. I think she's backtracking because I don't think she wants anything about Dennis businesses being exposed. I don't think she wants to name the names of the people that she mentioned in the podcast, but she didn't name the name. She's like, oh, another billionaire lawyer. Oh, I went to this conference. Oh, and these people were saying this. I don't think she wants to get subpoenaed. I don't think she wants to get deposed. I don't think she wants to put those wealthy people on blast, because that could mess up her relationship with them. Because really wealthy people and really powerful, influential people who are on the up and up, or even not, don't want to be in the mess. They don't want their name out there because they have real things to lose. They don't want to be named in lawsuits. They don't want to have to go to court. They don't want to be subpoenaed. They don't want their business records being looked through and looked over. Yeah. Joanne says Kathy wore the same dress to both dinner parties. Wealth. And it's also at that level of wealth, you just don't give an F. You don't care because, again, you have nothing to prove to anybody. You're like, I could buy your house 5 times. I'm going to wear the same outfit because I just don't care. I love it. Hey, tonight, Hazel, Andy just needs to go. I agree. Andy's slip has been showing for a very long time. Hey, Diva167, I think Evil Rena made up this Dorit versus Garcelle storyline. I think so too, because Dorit had no problem with Garcelle last season, and Rena Garcelle having a big blowout at reunion. Yep. I agree 100%. And also, Dorit just needed a storyline. I mean, I'm not a hater. Her wedding dresses were gorgeous and beautiful, but not strong enough to carry a season arc. It was cute for an episode, but she doesn't have a storyline to carry a season arc. You know what I mean? And I think that Dorit, by proxy, is having this beef with Garcelle because of Rena. I agree with that. And then also she just needs something to talk about, because what else does she really have going on in her life? I mean, PK ended up being the MVP of the season. Like, I'm obsessed with PK at this point. He's saying everything that we want to say. He's asking the right questions. And he's actually, not that I applaud him, because you should be transparent, but it's refreshing that he was transparent about his own lawsuits. He talked about, it was like for his business or a corporation or whatever he was doing, but he talked about being in a lawsuit and losing billions and billions of dollars, and how that all went about and what he had to do to repair and rebuild. So I thought that was refreshing that he was being honest about his legal problems in the past, and not, because to me that was separates the hypocrites, right? It would have been one thing if PK got up here and said all the things we were thinking, asked all of the questions, and was just like, what are you doing spreading your vajayjay all over Instagram when you're being sued for allegedly stealing from victims and acting like you don't care, blah, 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 blah. That would have been one thing. But if we all knew that PK had his own legal battles and he didn't own it, then it would be hypocritical. So it's like, how are you holding someone to a standard to be transparent about their legal battles when you're not being transparent about your legal battles? But he is. And I think that's what makes it so funny and so endearing and so relatable. And I think that's why PK, Garcelle, and Sutton really have been the MVPs of this whole season. Derby Diva says they've taken his once away. Now he just show up for work. I love it. Hey, Boxer T girl. There are records of him making major donations. Money equals influence. Exactly. And the thing is, these people who are receiving the donations, they don't care it's stolen money as long as they get the money. And allegedly, but you also have to be very careful with nonprofits, charities, all of the stuff that you give to, because you want to make sure that the money that you're giving actually goes to the people in need. I'll just leave it there. Hey, Sumai Singh, it means executive producer is just a vanity title. He's basically the talent and face with no real power anymore. That's been a long time. That's been a very long time coming. I guess does he have no more casting power? That would be great. Hey, Young Rich, what y'all mean? Andy demoted. Portia reportedly leaving now. Andy, what the F is going on with Bravo? This is a PSA bravo, effing bravo. If you need behind the scenes talent to help you out, I'm available. I will help you cast and produce, create credible storylines, and give the people what they want, because apparently whatever they're doing at Bravo isn't working. Young Rich, you're right. Portia's another story, but just all the franchises have been struggling, other than Potomac is picking up. We have to admit it was sleepy in the beginning of the season, but it's picking up. And Beverly Hills is doing great, but because of this scandal. You know what I mean? It's not doing great because like the women came together and they were so great. It's doing great because of the scandal and everything that's transpired from there. Anyway, bravo, effing bravo. If you need an executive, call your girl. Hey, Derby Diva, she probably threatened to kill her, allegedly. Woo! You know what? I honestly would not put anything past people. If you're willing to steal from victims, and lie, that's another thing. Erika is a liar. I said it, Erika. You're a liar. You've been caught in multiple lies, and there is nothing more dangerous than a liar. Okay, Briggs, Andy even knew the rumors about Erika. Is he gonna confess to that? You know he's not gonna confess to it. You know he's not gonna confess. Andy's gonna whatever. Oh, because Andy even now was flip-flopping when it came to Kelly Dodd. Remember when Kelly Dodd was saying all that ridiculous and very socially dangerous stuff about COVID and mask and all that stuff? And at first Andy was just like, well, you know, like, we're not here to police people's politics and blah, blah, blah. So Kelly can say what she wants. And there's a lot of people who think like her and da, 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 da. And now he's like, oh, you're on the wrong side of history, Kelly, blah, blah, blah. Where was that smoke for Kelly before? Now you're trying to say Kelly's on the wrong side of history because you got called out for it. And because, duh, she's on the wrong side of history now. But where was that smoke before, Andy? You see what I'm saying? Hey, Lita. She goes, I believe Erika was washing money for Tom overseas. I wouldn't be surprised. Her businesses never made any money. Exactly. But yet they were constantly putting money in it. Yep. All edge they paid their employees very well. Yeah. Oh yeah. Her whole Erika Jane business was a complete front for money laundering. Allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. She had this business that they were dumping money into, but it actually generated no money. I think that they were inflating the prices of what they were giving people and paying people as a way to wash the money and as a way to do tax fraud and all this other stuff. Allegedly. Hey, Lita, Bethany and Kyle actually had a falling out. Ooh, I want the tea on that. Vile Kyle. Because I like Bethany. I do. I like her. Hey, Kai Briggs. Erika told that story in a very fishy way. It was like she had memorized it, but then she was also making it up as she goes along. Hey, Kibe, I heard her son was drunk, which caused the rollover. Oh, no. Allegedly. I don't want to put that. If that wasn't true, I don't put that on him. Allegedly. Hey, Stumai Singh, I think Erika said was picking up some things for mommy, but stepdad was tripping and ish got real. Oh, so you think the son maybe Tom in the eye when he had the black eye? Who knows? It's nothing but some shady stuff going on. Some shady stuff. Hey, 2B Black Native. She goes at Ramona and she's laughing. Hey, Miss T. Erika was more upset when they talked about her son at the dinner table. Yup. Remember when she was like, don't you ever talk about my child? With Eileen. Hey, Paul Adams says hi from the UK. Hello. How are you? Thanks for coming in, matey. Hey, Derby Diva. Right, that's what Sutton was talking about. No one wants their name tied in a mess. Exactly, because Sutton actually has money, a reputation, and something to lose. Nobody wants, and even if you don't, like, even if you're not that frou-frou world, whatever, you still don't want, you don't want lawyers, and you don't want to be deposed. You don't want to be subpoenaed. You don't want people looking into your finances. You don't want people looking into your business, and you don't want your name in that. Who wants their name in that? I'm just regular schmegler, and I don't want I wouldn't want, well, I'm not regular schmegler, but you know what I mean, guys. Hey, Misty, just like Bethany said, people who are truly rich don't flaunt it like that. Exactly. They have nothing to prove. Hey, Derpy Diva, she did design those dresses. Storyline. Ms. D, Dorit wanted $35K for those dresses. I know. I love my candy canes. I absolutely love y'all. DGM627 says, Boy George has been straightforward and transparent throughout his career, so birds of a feather, ... Exactly. I wonder why they spend so much time together. Hey, Derby Diva, PK may have saved Dorit's jobs after that dinner at Kyle's. Yeah, PK was just like, the Real Housewives is our actual only form of income, so let me go in here and give you a solid, allegedly. Because what does PK do outside of managing Boy George? Real estate? Like, what does he do? Like, I'm always confused when people say he's a businessman, right? But like, what business? Like, what does he do? Like, what does PK do? Like, we know Mauricio does real estate, and he had his own lawsuits, allegedly, but they're out there. Hey, Joanne, Crystal has a storyline. Crystal, I forgot about Crystal. She annoys me. Me too. I know she has a water company, but talks about her wealth. She has a water company? Wow. Yeah, Crystal has no storyline. She just regurgitates what people say, and she's kind of just there. It was cringy when she asked Kyle if she wanted her to do a fast with her. That just seemed weird to me. Hey, Miss T, I think Mauricio was high as a kite during that dinner. I think Mauricio stays high as a kite. And I think that's how he deals with Kyle. You'd have to be. Hey, Diva1675, is Tom and Erika trying to be like the Underwoods of House of Cards? Good comparison. If he owes so much money, where is the power coming from? Maybe blackmail. This is fascinating. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Power is money. Money is power and money is influence. But if you have no money, what is the currency of your power and your influence? Yes, he donates, and that's how he's become powerful and influential. But where is he getting the money to donate to when he is actually broke? So the money that he's actually donating is the money that he's borrowing and the money that he's stealing. Like, he himself doesn't have the money. You see what I'm saying? Something is really... Nobody come after me. Girardi's, Tom Girardi, Erika Girardi, anybody in your camp, don't come after me. Because this is getting scary, okay? Because there is, in my gut, there is something really dark going on here. She had Sutton in tears, ready to quit the damn show for whatever she said to her. She has Bethany Frankel backtracking, doing the backpedal like we've never seen Bethany do it before. Don't come after me, guys. Leave me alone. Okay. Hey, the real Cynthia. Kathleen didn't invite Garcelle to spa day. Yeah, but Garcelle wasn't invited. Neither was Dorit. Neither was Crystal. It was just Erika, Kyle, and Rinna. And I think that's okay. I think it's okay for them to do their pockets because Kathy did invite Garcelle to the dinner on the other episode when it was just Garcelle and Erika and Crystal and Kathy. So maybe they needed that moment with Erika and Kyle because they got all of that information, that fake story. Hey, Joanne, I would love to see you on Housewives. Oh, thank you. I would love to, my dream actually would be Not so much reality. I would love to write and executive produce a show, like a TV show, but fiction. Like that's what I would love. That's what I would love to do. And then I would love to have a reality show about me doing it. So meta. But yes, bravo. If you need a behind the scenes thinker, you need a producer, someone to cast, hit your girl up. Hey, Derby Diva. Real Housewives of Atlanta got the top executives' attention. Andy was behind a lot of the racism. Yeah, I believe it. And the shows just aren't doing well. I mean, we already talked about why Beverly Hills is doing well because of the Tom Girardi scandal. But if you look at it overall, Dallas flopped, New York flopped. Potomac was so much backlash over the reunion, the way Andy treated Monique. That was a flop. I mean, it was great for us with the binders and all that stuff, but that part of it was a flop. The beginning of Potomac season is kind of mediocre. It's heating up. Orange County flop. So it's just not doing well. What other franchises are there? I don't know. Jersey was even a flop. I forgot about Jersey. They cut that season short. Jersey had like 6 episodes or something. So it needs a shakeup. Hey, Takia Warren, she was at the Real Cynthia. Kathy didn't go to Garcelle dinner either. Question. I think Kathy likes Garcelle. I think Garcelle really moves in actually like influential circles, and I think that Crystal and Kathy and Sutton really do like Garcelle. Hey, 2B, I see you. I'll pull you up in like 2 6, okay? So then to my thing says those gowns were gorgeous. They were from 9 to 35K, not a bad range. That is so true. So true. DGF67 says it was so clear that Andy was not truly engaged during Real Housewives of Potomac's infamous reunion. He can't host a show on Cliff Notes. Agreed. And we have a caller.
Hi.
Hi, 2B. What is up?
I'm just enjoying my day.
Yeah, good. What are your thoughts on Bethany and Erika and everybody?
I don't watch that show, but I like Garcelle.
Yes. Me too.
I'm still mad about those rich people stealing all that money, and I'm still sad about the Indonesians. But I don't know what happened. I don't watch that show. But you know what makes me? I was laughing at Ramona. She said that Andy is the housewife pimp. And he does act like a pimp sometimes. That's all I got to say about Andy. And something else I was going to say, but I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, well, hang out. We'll do some chats and chime in when you want, and just hang out with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Real Cynthia said PK and Dorit were renting that home. Yeah, they've rent all of their homes. All of them. That's another thing. It's like if you allegedly have so much money, why are you constantly renting? I don't know. And then Young Rich said they got that restaurant Pico de Gallo. But again, okay, so the people, whatever it was, she was just designing a room in the restaurant. They didn't own the restaurant. They didn't have a stake in the restaurant. She was just designing a room in it. What happened to that? Oh, I guess like COVID maybe, but what happened to Beverly Beach? Is that still going on? What happened to her athleisure line, right? It's just like, what happened to these alleged businesses? Miss T says, I wish Lisa could have kept that lip mask on longer. I want Lisa. I don't want her off the show. This is what I want. I want Lisa Vanderpump, Denise Richards, and Garcelle all to be on next season and tear Lisa Rinna from bone to bone. I was going to say limb to limb, and I am not body shaming anybody, but I want them to just tear her a freaking new one. I want the 3 of them to get together and talk about the husbands, talk about Harry, bring it out, and just make Lisa Rinna own her evilness. Hey, Shumai Singh. But when it's about Tom and now the son at Diva6275 seems like a forced regurgitation of what she was told to say. Yeah, I don't believe a word Erika says. I think it was just all hogwash. Hey, Natasha. Virtual hug to you too, sweetheart. Hey, the real Cynthia. Kathy Gritton spilled a lot of tea on Andy in the past. Yeah, she told no lies. She told no lies about Andy. I tell ya. Hey, Pinky in the Brain Times 3. Happy Friday from Panama City, Florida. Yay, happy Friday. That's right, everybody. Happy Friday. If you're in here, you're having a good kiki, like the video, subscribe, share with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. So that's right. Hey, Joanne. She goes, you put your wish out there in the universe. I'll say, I knew you win. I was a candy cane. Aw, yes, Joanne. I'm putting it in the universe. I am manifesting it. And you're going to say, I'm still a candy cane, and we're still going to be all here together, and it's just going to grow and grow and grow, and it's going to be bigger and better and better. And yes, I put it out there. I am manifesting it, and we're all here together. I'm excited for it. Hey, Misty. Oh, 2B?
No, I was saying to God be the glory.
Yes, exactly. Hey, Misty. She goes, why do all these franchises seem to flourish after a scandal? Because people love the drama. But it used to flourish when the drama was centralized within the actual cast. Remember back in the glory days when it was like really the drama between the castmates? Now it's these like actual sensational scandals where it's like Jen Shah is going to jail for fraud. Teresa's going to prison for fraud. Erika might go to jail for fraud. Like it's different types of scandals and drama. Hey, Sharon Redmond, Candy, that's your next movie, Messy Housewives Wannabes. You know what? That is a great idea. That is a great idea. And I think it'd be really, really fun. I should write that. Hey, Diva1675, at Sumai Singh, it was like Erika was reciting a script. 1,000%. She was lying her butt off. Hey, Miss T, PK definitely earned his diamond this season. He's been earned. Erika, you're not cold. You're inherently cold. PK called it. PK called this ish 4 or 5 seasons ago. PK called it. I love it. Miss T, didn't Beverly Beach have a whole bunch of lawsuits and have to get shut down? Yes. That's why that woman was about to drag Dorit in the Bahamas. Y'all remember that video that was going around? And it was like this woman at the Bahamas or wherever they were, and she was like, "You owe me money, you owe me money," and she was going after Dorit, and Rena was trying to like save her. Mm-hmm. Hey, Darren Hood, I want Denise Richards back so bad. Me too. I want Denise, LVP, and Garcelle to rip Rena apart, and then I want Rena off the show. She doesn't bring anything but evilness. Hey there, well, Cynthia, Beverly Beach was slashed all prices by 50%, I heard. I don't even think it's still around. Hey, Darren Hood, let's talk about the husbands. That's right. Let's talk about the husbands. What is Harry doing in Canada? Let's talk about it. Young Rich, at Miss T, yes, because Homegirl put Doritos on camera and was like, where my money, bitch? I remember. Exactly. Hey, Diva1675, Kim Richards seems to be the only one who can get at Rena. Oh, yes, and we need Kim back too. Kim, LVP, Garcelle, Denise, get this foursome together and let's take Rena down. That is what I want. Harry cannot save Lisa's job. No, he can't. Harry doesn't even know where he is half the time. Harry actually, and let's keep it funky, right? Harry did not come to that dinner to support Lisa. Harry came to that dinner to promote his movie that he was filming. Because he got there and what did he say? I'm playing Tom Brokaw. They did an image of Tom Brokaw. He did an imitation of Tom Brokaw for the movie. Harry only came to that dinner for a promo for his new movie. If Harry was not in a project, Harry would not have been at that dinner. Harry is like, honestly, Harry low-key is Jamal. Lives in the phone. Harry low-key is Jamal. You see what I'm saying? Like, Harry is not checking for Renette. Harry is in his own world doing his own thing. Harry came through for a quick promo. Guess the new movie I'm doing. Guess who I'm playing. See ya, bye. I'm going to Canada with my acrylic nails. Peace out. Right? He came and was like, let me do a promo for my new movie real quick. Real quick. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, Miss Bernice. This is Bethany said that Tom owed her ex $500,000. Yep, he owed him $500,000 and owed everyone, and people kept loaning him money. Exactly. Everyone knew. And that's my thing. Why did they keep loaning him money? He must have had some type of blackmail or collateral, because I don't care who you are. If you have no incentive, people are not going to continuously let you borrow millions of dollars. I don't care who you are. You have to incentivize people for them to continue to A, keep your secret, and B, keep giving you money. Because people out of the kindness of their hearts are not going to keep lending you $500,000, $1 million here, $1 million there. You have to have some type of incentive to give these people. It has to be in the form of some type of, maybe like the first time, sure, because $500,000 to Dennis might not be that much, depending on how much money Dennis had. But the next time, and the next time, and the next person, and the next person, he has to have something. That's why I think there is something really deep and dark and bigger than just Tom going on. And that is why he has been protected. And that is why they don't want everything to come out. That is why Bethany is backtracking. That is why Sutton got so shook. Like, there is something bigger going on. There's something bigger at play here. Like the Bernie Madoff, like the Jeffrey Epsteins. Like, there's something bigger at play going on. Hi, Miss Bernie. She says, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you, beautiful.
Hi.
Hey, Miss Bernice. We love you. Hey, Miss T. Did anybody else notice how excited Crystal was to share how much they were spending? She said it like 50,000 times. Oh, we'll keep it to 6 figures. Oh, it was almost $1 million, but then it was just like da-da-da-da-da-da. Crystal, to me, can go. I don't know what she really brings to the show. Like, we get your husband has money, Crystal. We get it. We get that you're threatened by Sutton. We get it. We get that you kiss Kathy's butt. We get it. What else is going on, Crystal? What else is going on? What does she bring to the show? I mean, this is the thing. I'm not a hater. Her basement is going to be bomb. I would not mind moving my little butt right on in. She's gonna have the golf simulator, the pool, and this and that and everything. Like, it's costing 6 figures, a little shy, just under $1 million. Girl, if you can do it like that, and you can do it ethically, and you can do it responsibly, do the damn thing. Live your life. Enjoy. If you're blessed with the money, enjoy it. But you're right, Miss T. She was flaunting it, because I think that's where Crystal gets her worth and value from. What she's flaunting and what she's showing, and she doesn't have really anything else to bring. In her mind, I bet you she probably does have a lot more to bring, but that's what she derives her worth from. And again, almost like, which is funny, again, we talked about Kathy. Kathy, again, doesn't derive her worth from her wealth. That's why she hasn't flaunted. She just knows she's the ish. So she just shows up like that in a t-shirt and in sweatpants. And wearing the same dress twice because she doesn't care. The real synthesis Crystal is thirsty. Yep, 100%. Hey, Sharon Redmond, Harry is probably there doing oh no, you guys! You tricked me. Don't say that. Don't, because that's like bad. You come on, Candy Canes. Come on. Okay. Hey, Young Rich, I don't want Denise back if she's going to run and hide again. I know, but Denise has been saying that now she's ready. She's saying now she's ready. She regret leaving, but now she's ready to go for it. And I think if she has the backup of Garcelle and a Vanderpump and a Sutton probably even and a Kim, it would be different, right? So I don't even think Garcelle had her back 1,000%, but I don't think Garcelle knew the level of evil Rinna actually was until now. Hey, Derby Diva, he's doing a movie playing Tom Brokaw. Yep. And that's why Harry came. He was like, let me go and plug my movie real quick, and then I'm going to be out. Hey, Miss Bernice, at the real Cynthia is a straight up wannabe. Crystal, not at real Cynthia. You're not, sweetheart. Crystal is a straight up wannabe. She is. She said it herself. She is a wannabe, and she's a pick me person too. She's very much a pick me person. Young Rich Harry can barely save his own job. GGF67 Harry Hamlin equals Jamal. Harry Hamlin is Jamal if you think about it. He pops in to do his own promo, and then you don't see him, and then you just have what's her face? Rinna just talks about him all the time, but he's never there. Harry Hamlin is the Jamal of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Hey, Derby Diva, right, Harry doesn't like Lisa. He doesn't. I think he's bothered by her the way we're all bothered by her. I think their marriage is a marriage at this point, a contract and convenience. It's easier to stay together than it is to get divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Miss T, Erika spent extra money for glam look for the party. That's another thing. Her glam squad is suspect too. Because if I knew that I was being paid by victims' money, I would quit.
Ooh.
I would no longer work for someone under this type of suspicion. That's not being disloyal. It's called having a brain. You know what I'm saying? And it's also there's no loyalty there to be had when someone is paying you. That's transaction. That's not loyalty. KA says Harry is with his man, probably getting their nails done together, and then cooking him a meal. Cooking him that good sauce. That good sauce Harry got. Hey Diva 1675. Yo, I didn't realize Harry was promoting. I thought he did it for Rinna to keep her job. Maybe a little bit of both, but Harry showed up at the end of the dinner and he only talked about, he said something to Erika like, keep fighting the fight or something like that. And then he talked about his acting job. But I think both. I think he had to show up because he was a Jamal. So he had to show up for Rinna to keep her job, to save face. And then he came and promoted his job. I didn't know Harry was still acting like that. B, I had no idea he was playing Tom Brokaw. I know now because of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but I didn't know out of just like Harry being out there like we know Harry, you know what I mean? I know he's an actor and I know he's a working actor and he's a great actor. He's very, very
I like him. I used to like him on the Lifetime movies.
Yes. And I will say this. I like Harry. I think he's funny. I think he's cool. I like Harry. I just don't think he likes Rinna, and I don't like Rinna. So I'm cool with it.
Nobody likes Rinna.
Nobody likes Rinna. I like Harry, though. I like him. Like, I want him to live his best life in Canada. Allegedly, I'm not speaking in anybody's sexuality because it's not my place. But I will say, I hope he's happy and I hope he's living his truth and I hope he's living his best life. I really like Harry. I'll put it that way. The real Cynthia. Erika shopping at TJ Maxx now, LOL. Erika, bye. Miss me with the photo ops. Miss me with the fake shopping at TJ Maxx. Remember when she did that fake Photoshop of pumping gas?
I love me some Ross and TJ Maxx.
But somehow the paparazzi was there. Oh yeah, I love a good. I've never been to Ross, but I love
Ross is my favorite.
I love a TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I like Target, H&M. I like all of it. Yeah. Kohl's. Yup. Miss T. Tom definitely knows a lot of powerful people's secrets. That's what I'm saying. I think Tom's currency is information. And the fact that he has information on people is what gives him power and influence. And that's why he's been able to get away with this stuff. Hey, Miss Bernice.
Hey.
Hi, sweetheart. You want to share?
Hey. Yeah. Hey, lady. How you doing? Hey, baby. How you doing? What astonished me with all of this is when she sat down to tell gullible Kyle this long drawn out story about how her husband's house got broken into and he allegedly fought off the darn burglars. He's 80 something years old. They could blow at him and knock him down, but he fought off the burglars. Okay. And then your son went to the house because you said you couldn't go. Why you couldn't go? Y'all going through divorce. That ain't got nothing to do with you going over there to check on your husband. That's what I didn't understand. She said, well, I couldn't go over there. Why couldn't you? He don't have a restraining order against you. You're just going through a divorce. Ergo, you lying again. Okay. And then when you said your son on his way back from the hospital seeing about your husband, his stepfather, he got into a car accident where I guess he hit some black ice and his car rolled over 5 times. But you said it's so calm and so cool. And I'm like, but flashback to when they was in China and somebody said something about your husband, about your son. You started crying. You started crying. You never say anything about my son. He put his life on Jump Street every day. Never, never. But you just said it like so matter of fact. You're like, oh, his car turned over 5 times. And you came to a spot day at your girlfriend's house? Where they do that at? Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. He said, well, he's all right. No. Not unless his car is a tank. And he ain't got no scars on him. But if your car roll over 5 times, you're going to have some damage to you. And you know, and Kyle Kyle is so gullible. She just believe anything.
Okay, Miss Bernice, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Kyle's actually gullible, or do you think she's fronting? I think she's pretending to be like, oh, what? Oh, yeah. What?
Oh,
I think she knows Erika's lying through her teeth, and she's pretending to be this gullible, I believe what she's saying person, but she doesn't really believe her because she keeps saying, because her and Dorit kept saying, oh, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, who would make something up like this? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's crazy, but like my friend would never lie. Do you see what I'm saying? How they're in what they really think while trying to front like they actually believe they're fine. What do you think?
Right. I believe that too, because when she was telling the story with PK, she was taking forever. And PK is like, no, that don't sound like that happened. No. So, especially when he said about the surgery. So, if he got head trauma, you telling them to fix his ankle instead of operating on his head, what priority is, the head is going to come before the ankle anyway. Triage. I don't watch enough to Marcus Welby, MD, to know that much. Like, okay.
Oh, I used to watch that.
To know that they're going to go with the head trauma first over the ankle.
Yeah.
Because the head trauma is life-threatening. The ankle is not. So, for you to even tell that lie out your mouth, really?
And let's not forget, a couple weeks ago, it was the Pasadena Police Department made a statement. So this is getting serious.
Right.
There was no record of any car accident that Tom Girardi was allegedly in. And Erika is up here saying that he rolled his car, his ankle, he was in the hospital, he was unconscious for 12 hours. Remember, she's saying all this happened on the cliff. There is no police record. And I dare to say no hospital record confirming this ever happened. Because I'm telling you, if he went to the emergency room, at this point, it was a couple years ago, so like 78, 79-year-old man is unconscious for 12 hours, you better believe he was in a hospital.
Exactly.
But there's no record of it.
Right.
Liar, pants on fire.
Exactly.
There would be a record. Minimum, there's a police report. Minimum. The Pasadena police themselves came out and said, we have no record of this. Because you're lying.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what I think happened. I think Tom got into a tiny fender bender. Because a lot of times you don't call if it's just like a random bloop, you don't call the police.
Right.
He probably maybe hurt his ankle or something. And that was it. I think exactly what Erika said 3 years ago is the truth. He was being a baby. He kind of rolled his ankle. He got on this little fender bender. But now I think they got together to create this scheme and said, oh, well, we already have on record that he got in this car accident. Let's keep adding to it. Oh, he had this head trauma that explains why he's making all these bad decisions. It's not him. It's this head trauma. So they took the truth and then they just kept adding and adding and adding and adding to it to create this big lie. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the closed head injury brought on a dementia. It don't work like that.
And he's also been allegedly stealing and being fraudulent for decades.
40 years.
Not for the last 3 years, for decades. That doesn't explain that. She took a minor fender bender because I think in their mind they thought, oh, if we tell a lie that's rooted in truth, people will believe it. I think they took something that really happened and then just blew it up.
Right.
To a point where it is so ridiculous, no one would believe it, and there's no receipts. Actually, the absence of receipts are receipts. The fact that there isn't a police report, there isn't there's no medical record, there's no hospital report. The absence of receipts is the biggest receipt of all.
Exactly.
You're lying, Erika. You're lying.
And then it's unsolicited because Kyle was just asking, well, how you doing? And then here you go with this Niagara Falls of a wives' tale. Like, I just asked you how the hell you doing, chick. I didn't ask for all of this. Mm-hmm. You giving up too much information.
Yeah.
Ergo, making you look like a liar. Okay?
Yeah.
And her body language said it all.
And also,
she was rigid. She didn't make direct eye contact with Kyle while she was telling this story. She kept looking down. Wow. Really?
And
you telling on yourself.
She is telling herself. And where does Erika's son allegedly live? Because Erika said snow multiple times. I live in Southern California. I don't actually live too far from Pasadena, to be perfectly honest. It doesn't snow here. You're lying.
But they're going by. They said
in the winter.
Right.
Up north we'll get snow in the winter. Big Bear will get snow in the winter. But I live pretty close to Pasadena, to be perfectly honest with you. We don't get snow. If we got snow, everything would be shut down. So I don't know where she pulled snow from. Unless he lives in Northern California or he lives in Big Bear, but I doubt that.
That'd be too far for him to come from Big Bear.
Way too far.
For him to come down to see about stepdaddy.
Way too far. So I don't know. We need to know where Erika's son allegedly lives, because he actually still living with Erika and Tom until everything happened. So his new place, because he was living in like one of the wings of the house.
Right.
So his new place, wherever he's allegedly living now, but this whole snow story, I don't know the last time Southern California has seen snow. It'll be Christmas Day and we don't have them.
Right.
I'll be like out on like a tank top. It makes no sense.
So I wonder what lie she's gonna come up with next week. Like, okay. And Dorit, for her to go with this narrative that Garcelle is attacking her and bullying her, she said, no, What you talking about? I'm just saying what everybody else say. Now you got offense because I say it.
Yep.
You talk too much. You take over people's conversation when they talking to A and B be talking, and see, here you come. You'll cut off A to say what you got to say. You don't say, excuse me, I need to say this or anything. You cut into a conversation that's rude as hell just to get your point across. But you ain't saying anything to help the conversation. You just want your 2 cents in because you want to be the center of attention.
Yep. Yep.
And why she got to be the model of her wedding dresses?
True.
Well,
maybe she didn't have budget for an extra model. Maybe she didn't have the budget for it. And I know I hate to bring it to race all the time, but I
bless you.
Oh yeah, bless you too, B.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I agree with Garcelle 1,000% when she was at the table and she said, when I have an opinion that you don't like, you can
exactly
turn around and call me a bully and say I'm aggressive and I'm doing this and this. I'm allowed to have an opinion that you don't agree with. And I do think it's a race thing. I think it is the fact that Garcelle is a Black woman. I think it might be very subconscious. It might be unconscious bias. But I do think they treat her differently because she is Black. They may not intentionally be doing it, but subconsciously it is there.
Yeah.
Because they're all allowed to have their opinions. And did they ever call Erika a bully?
Nope.
And how verbally abusive Erika has been to everyone there. And then I also loved how what Garcelle said were what did she say? Oh yeah, the opinion she can have her own opinion. And then Dorit was like, well, you just have to be direct with me, to say it direct instead of these little jabs. Kathy Hilton is the queen of little jabs. And
right.
just sits there and smiles and takes it and doesn't have any smoke for Kathy Hilton. So Garcelle is actually direct and says what she wants to say. You want to have with her, but Kathy can basically tell you to zip your mouth and close it, and you sat there and you zipped your mouth like a puppet.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because her microaggression is getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
You don't wanna classify Garcelle as the angry Black woman, but you're gonna do everything in your power to make her the angry Black woman, and that's pissing me off.
Yeah. Hey, Ramona. We can't see ya. Oh, call back in, Ramona. We lost you, babe.
Right. And you get, and I want Garcelle to put her on Front Street at the reunion about that.
Me too. I want Garcelle to rip Dorit and Rinna a new one. I'm excited for their reunion. I hope Garcelle and Sutton came and showed up and showed out. I agree. I wish we had Bethany's comments before the reunion. I think that would have changed the whole essence of it, but we have it now. And she confirmed my conspiracy theory.
Yes.
My theory is becoming true, y'all. Remember, I called it with Fallon and Simon, and Jalen, and all that stuff. I called it with Erika and Tom.
You're prophetic.
You know what it is? I watch the shows for fun, entertainment, a good kiki, but I just love the way the mind works. I love the human experience. I love the way people think. So I always try and think about, this person is saying and doing this, but why are they saying and doing this? What is the why behind what they're saying and doing? And then when I think about that, I'm always like, nope, girl, you lying because of this. That really ticked you off because of that. My latest conspiracy theory, I don't know if you guys caught it. The real reason why, if you watch The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, so I think, right? So let me know what you think, Miss Bernice, and if you watch it too, to be native. So I think the real reason why Lisa Barlow and Meredith had a falling out is because Meredith lied to Lisa about the state of her marriage with Seth. I think Lisa thought that Meredith and Seth had this great relationship. They were best friend couples. They were doing everything together, and that Jen Shah was lying, making up these lies against her best friend, and she was going hard for her friend. And then when it turned out Jen Shah was telling the truth, Meredith and Seth were separated a lot. They were having a separated open marriage. So they were separated. They were allowed to sleep with other people. They were allowed to date other people. They were basically dipping it and doing it while being married yet separated. But she never told her best friend of 10 plus years this. So I think Lisa felt betrayed and lied to. And I think that's why Lisa took Jen Shah's side, and why Lisa has been colder towards Meredith. I don't think Meredith gets that. I don't think Meredith understands how Lisa felt. I think the only thing Meredith sees is that, oh, you're now really good friends with Jen, and Jen hurt me, and you're supposed to be my friend. I think that is the actual essence of what their problem is.
Have to go on with this fake narrative that her son is so wounded and he's this little child who needs to be taken care of. Your son is a grown ass man.
Thank you. And he should have kept Jen's name out of his mouth.
His mouth.
If
now
he didn't want the smoke, keep her name out of your mouth. Yep.
If you want to play with the big dog and you call yourself an adult and you want to be flipping at the mouth, talk about me all like I ain't nothing.
Yep.
And then you can't take the heat. You need to get your butt up hell up out the kitchen.
Exactly. Brooks wanted a moment. He wanted to go up. He wanted to be on there. He wanted to show up and show out. And what he said about her was rude. He called her old, talked about her lady vagina part.
Yes.
He was just going in on her. And Jen, I mean, not to defend Jen because she allegedly has done stuff, fraudulent stuff, but that in a different bucket.
Yeah,
different bucket. But
right.
Jen was just having a fun kiki with her good girlfriend. She was just hanging out, having cocktails, laughing, blah, 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 blah. And then you have Brooks come out and talk all this stuff. And then Brooks actually is the one who sabotaged a lot of their friendships because he then told Meredith, oh, I don't want you hanging out with Jen tonight because she was supposed to go to Jen for the sleepover, hang out with me instead. So then Meredith canceled on Jen, and Jen thought the reason why she canceled was because she was taking Mary's side.
Right.
Remember? And then everything popped off from there.
Right.
And that was all Brooks' fault.
Yeah. Like I said, you want to play with the big dogs.
Yep.
You got to suffer the consequences. And for your mama to come up like, she could never say anything to me. She went after my child. Your child is not a child. Your child is not 5. Your child is not 10. Your child is way above 18. Your child is not, he's physically your child, but your child is an adult.
He is an adult.
With that damn one track suit. How the heck you have a fashion show with one track suit?
A fashion show with no fashions. How dreadful. How dreadful.
Right. Like, okay.
And like one tracksuit that Jen actually was promoting and wearing.
Exactly.
She was promoting, and this is the thing. I think Jen was really hurt because if I put myself in people's shoes. If I went to my good girlfriend's house and and that's another thing about Salt Lake City, they're genuine long-term friendships. Like these women have known each other for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Like these are genuine friendships. So if I go over to my good girlfriend's house and I've known her children for years, I would be hurt if I then saw that child, adult, whatever, talking about me like that.
Right. Because that's she said that she considered Meredith's kids like her kids.
Like her kids, exactly. And she was just having fun. And the thing is, Brooks, if you were actually so bothered the way you pretend to be, why didn't you do that offline?
Exactly.
Why didn't you do that offline?
And
this woman half your life.
Yes. And Jen never really said anything. She just agreed with other people said in their comments on Twitter. She never said anything.
Yeah. She just liked the comment.
I like that. I like that comment. Yeah. So, and Meredith, well, her fake ice queen stuff.
I love Lisa.
I love Lisa too.
I love Lisa.
You know what? I thought I was gonna love Meredith, but no, I love Lisa.
I love Lisa. You
I
know
love
who I
Lisa.
don't like, and I know this is an unpopular opinion because I know everyone loves her. I don't like Heather Gay.
Heather fake.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. That's what I've been saying. Sorry if that was really loud, you guys. Sorry.
Heather is fake.
Heather
From
is
the
fake. Heather
from
is
the
fake.
reunion.
Yes.
From the reunion, the way she turned on
Thank you.
Jen. The way she turned on Jen.
She is very fake. She's the type of person who is so wants to be pick me so much that if she feels if you have slighted her in any way in her mind, she then needs to get everybody on her side against her.
Right. Heather is acting like Candace in that aspect. Yes.
It's emotionally immature. It's like, oh my God, wait, Jen, you're friends with Lisa, and Lisa doesn't want to be friends with me. So that means you're not being a friend to me. So I'm now going to go and badmouth you to everybody. If Lisa wanted to be friends with Heather, Heather would have no problem with Jen being friends with Lisa. But the fact that Lisa cannot be bothered to be friends with Heather, and the fact that Jen and Lisa are friends, Heather is all bothered by it because in her mind, she's still stuck in high school mentality. She still sees Jen and Lisa as the cool, popular girls who don't want to hang out with her, and that's not actually the case.
No,
like that's not the case at all.
No.
I have a question.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a question. Do those ladies like Mary?
I gotta take a sip. On that. Okay.
And you know what, ladies?
I think they tolerate Mary.
Yeah.
And I think they tolerate Mary, and I also think that they don't want to look like they're racist if they go against her.
That could be true. You know why I ask, right? My oldest one lives in Ogden, Utah.
Oh, really?
And I lived in Utah for 10 months, so that's why I wasn't that interested in the show at first, but I might watch it just to catch up. So because I just want next time I go to Utah, I just want to throw eggs at Mary's.
Well, Mary don't really consider herself black anyway, so it don't bother me. She don't consider herself black.
The way she talked to her congregation on that one episode.
Ooh.
I was like, because when I was in Utah, I couldn't find at first I couldn't find a full gospel, so I was going to the Kojic church.
Mm-hmm.
And and I don't care what color the pastor was, if he said something like that to me on his birthday, I would have walked out that church and never went back.
You ain't the only one. Time to go.
Time to go. You gotta tune in because they did the teasers, right? So apparently Mary's cousin or someone comes in and talks to Lisa and is like, oh, Mary is a cult leader. It's a cult. And she calls herself God. So Mary has been calling herself God. She expects these people to give her, not the church, her, their money. She has been talking to herself. She blamed it on the pandemic, but
she went Wendy Williams on us. Oh no.
She's literally been documented talking to herself. She said it was because of the pandemic, but I don't believe that. I think she's been talking to herself for a very, very long time. She said that she doesn't trust human beings. She doesn't consider herself a human being. She doesn't trust human beings. She said that she was sent here by God. And she said that she was not for this world, like she was not of this world. I'm not making fun of anybody that suffers from mental illness or psychological problems. I want to be very clear. We don't do that in the candy shop. We're not making fun of anybody's mental illness. However, observing her, I do think she needs some type of evaluation. Like, I think there's actually, like, it's hard to watch her sometimes because it's like she's wacky and I'll laugh at her. Not at her, but with her, you know what I mean?
Right.
but someone who talks to, like, she has full conversation. It's like full conversations. She thinks she's a being. Like, I really
We'll pray
think
for her.
there's a ding dong, but that does not absolve her allegedly being very fraudulent with her church, allegedly stealing her grandmother's businesses, allegedly lying about the will and marrying her
Step grandfather or something.
her grandfather-in-law. She
Your
married her
granddaddy.
grandfather-in-law.
Granddaddy is granddaddy still.
Granddaddy-in-law. It doesn't absolve her from the allegations allegedly of horrible things that they have done to people. Allegedly, someone killed himself. I don't want to say, took his own life. One of her congregants after something. Allegedly, there was her stealing the businesses and the money from the family and doing fraudulent stuff.
Because she wasn't the true heir. It went to her mother.
Exactly.
It went to her mother.
She got together with the granddaddy and they made a scheme to get the money.
Yep.
Allegedly,
right. She cut her mama out.
She cut her mama out and she cut the rest of the family out. I think the only people who really got the money was her and the granddaddy. And I think they got married probably for some type of illegal stuff, because she said they always slept in different beds. She actually was married even.
It was a business transaction.
I think it was a business transaction, some type of deal, but they slept together at least once because they have that son. But who knows who, like,
is he okay? Oh, that's right. She's not really blood related, so he's okay, right?
Yeah, they're not blood related. Yeah, but mother is baby, daddy's maybe. So you never know. Just because, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Right, because I remember I looked at some interviews with the cousins, and they said that Mary didn't come from Mary used to be in the street.
And you saw how she was pretending in the podcast when the guy was trying to pray and he was being all performative, and then she was doing it wrong. Let me show you how to do it. That made my blood run cold. I'm like, you are pretending to be a person of the cloth. You're pretending to be a preacher pastor, and you're literally saying, let me show you how to fake the funk.
That gave me Jim Baker. Speaking
of this,
let me show you how to fake the funk. Oh wait,
right.
Lily John is step grandfather. It's not. I misspoke. It was her grandfather and in law, not step grandfather, because it was her blood grandmother's husband.
So
that's her grandfather-in-law. That's her grandfather-in-law, not step. Sorry, I misspoke. Billy. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
It don't matter. It's still nasty.
Oh no, it's very nasty. No, I'm saying it's even nastier that it's the grandfather-in-law versus step. It's even nastier.
No, the fact that he slept with your grandmama. Ain't no way in the heck. I'm sorry. No, Lord. Okay.
I was gonna ask you, ladies, have you heard of Tammy Faye Baker?
Yeah. I grew up doing all that. Like, I remember all that.
Well, her movie The Eyes of Tammy Faye is coming out at the theaters tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go watch it?
No.
Y'all so wrong. Girl, I love me some Tammy Faye.
I think
my husband wants to see it.
Tammy Faye was sweet, and she just got caught up in the game with her husband. And they forgot the purpose of them starting the ministry, and they got caught up in the money.
Yep.
Yeah, and he was trying to build that big old
like a mega church.
Yep, a mega church. Yep.
But didn't he allegedly he was caught with, like, I don't know if it was little boys, but like with men? And
no, he had an affair with the secretary.
Who am I thinking of?
We're thinking of Damn.
You might be
Excuse
talking
me.
about Jimmy Swaggart or one of those other
Jimmy
people.
Swaggart. No, Jimmy Swaggart got caught with a prostitute, female prostitute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You thinking of Long. You thinking of Long.
Bishop
Yeah.
Eddie Long.
Bishop
Was there a white
Eddie
one?
Long.
Was there a white
too,
Eddie Long?
Huh?
The person I'm talking about, it's a white guy, and I think he was married to Tammy Faye.
That's Jimmy Baker.
No, that was her second. That might have been her second husband.
No. Because I just listened to a podcast on this actually.
Really? You might be right. You could be right.
It was her first husband. I'm gonna tell you what happened because I'm remembering now. It was her.
Oh, then that's Jim Baker.
It was him. It was the first one because he had this whole scandal where he allegedly had like Me Too'd this woman that came. Him and his friend had Me Too'd that woman and she came out and they had given her this money to go away, but then she came out and told her story.
Yep, she told everybody. Secretary.
Right. She came out and told everybody, and then he stepped down. And when he stepped down, and he gave it to someone in the interim. I forget the preacher pastor name for like just going through the legal stuff.
Yeah.
And then during that process, it came out that he had been having sexual relations with men. And the fact that it was with men, the guy in the interim was just like, no, we don't believe in that, blah, 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 blah. I'm not giving you your church back. And it was like this whole thing that blew up.
Yeah.
It was him. It was him. He was caught with men, allegedly, but it's documented.
Right. Because when they came after him, he broke down. He curled up in a fetal position, like, and they had to literally pick him up and cart him away to jail.
Exactly. He did this whole he had this whole nervous breakdown thing.
Yep.
No, he was caught with, and I'm not saying he was caught in men as if I think that's bad, because I don't care. I think love is love. I'm just saying what happened to him. Just want to make sure that's clear.
Right.
Yep. And it's crazy because they were willing to forgive him for allegedly sexually assaulting that woman, but but God forbid he slept with a man. But you go ahead and do whatever you want to this woman,
right?
But no, the line you can't cross is sleeping with a man. That's the line.
You're going to hell. Like, okay.
Billy Johnson marries a low budget Tammy. That's what we talking about. Billy John. That's what we're talking about. Exactly. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Right, yeah. It should be good.
It's gonna be good.
But they swindled a lot of people out of a whole lot of money, though. I'm sorry. They did.
That's what I'm saying. You always have to be careful. Even what we were talking about earlier, giving to charities or nonprofits or churches or whatever it is. You always have to be really careful who you give your money to and why.
Yeah.
Make sure you know exactly where it's going. Make sure you know exactly that it's actually helping. It's not just getting somebody a private jet or a bigger house or or designer clothes. It's really actually helping the community, or it's really actually helping somebody.
Right. My God.
Ramona. Wait, hold on. Ramona says, 1 sec. I don't know why I can't get in. It said I have to change my setting. I don't know. Oh no, Ramona. Well, what setting does it say you have to change? It's just the link that's pinned. Try it again and refresh. I would love to have you on, so I hope you can get in. I'm sorry it's saying that, Ramona.
Well, let me leave out and she can come in.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Mwah. Love you.
Mwah. Love you.
Woo, woo, woo. Whew. All right, you guys. We have been on here for almost 2 p.m. I'm going to get you out because we're about to leave. Okay, sweetheart? Mwah.
Sorry, my lights. I have a lighting problem.
Don't worry. I'm about to. It's almost been 2 hours, so we're about to head on out anyway.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Happy Friday, sweetheart. Thank you for joining me.
I love you. Bye-bye.
I love you too. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hey everyone! All right, my beautiful candy canes. It's Friday. We're gonna go and we're gonna have some fun, but please, please be safe while you're out there having your fun. If you've enjoyed this Kiki, please like, subscribe, and share with a few friends because a Kiki is always better with community. And if you're watching this on the replay, I want to know your thoughts. Shoot them in the comments below. Let me know what your conspiracy theories are. Let me know what your thoughts are. And join the Candy Cane community. That's right, hit that button, get access to some cool emojis and some private, fun, confidential content that's only for my community members. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for holding me down. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to 2B. Shout out to Miss Bernice for joining me. And to everyone, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been so much fun. Ramona G, yes, try next time. I hope you get in. I would love to have you on. I would love to hear your thoughts. So yes, definitely try next time. You guys have been great. I've had so much fun. Tom and Erika GIRADI, do not come after me just because I know where the money resides, where the money resides. Okay, I'm done. All right, I love you guys. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourself and each other. Be safe, and I will see you next time.